Echomimic 2 is a great free tool which allows you to use one picture of a person as input and then make them say anything you want them to say with near-perfect lip sync. By combining it with other free tools and techniques, you can put your own virtual influencer in front of any background, allowing you to create a virtual presenter or avatar that you can use for all kinds of videos and purposes. You will learn everything you need to know in the following tutorial by AI Voice Tutor.
I want to start by showing you the full workflow that I used, but keep in mind that there are many other ways to achieve the same, and this is just what gives me the best quality and consistency. You can skip many steps if you can live with some minor issues, and you'll see what I mean throughout the video.
First, you can start by using FOOOCUS to generate multiple images of a virtual influencer, which can then be used to train a LoRA in FLUXGYM. By using that Flex LoRA in Forge, you can then easily generate the images we need. And by removing the background of these images in another free AI tool, you can then place your influencer in front of a proper green screen. The speech can be generated using tools that require you to train a model, but you can skip the training if you are happy with the quality of zero-shot tools like F5 or Fish. Finally, you can then generate a lip-synced video of your inputs in Echomimic 2, before then incorporating the output in your video editing software. The steps that are highlighted in green are the ones we'll look at in detail, and there are some shortcuts you can take, but let's start at the beginning with the first two steps.
The first thing I did was I used FOOCUS to create close-ups of people and took one of those images as a base to create several different images of that same person. If you need help with that, then just watch that video. This is a really easy way to generate between 5 and 20 images of your own AI influencer, but otherwise the tool is a bit limited when it comes to what kind of images you can generate. And that's the reason why I took those images that I created in FOOCUS and used them as input to train a LoRA in FLUXGYM. Flux follows prompts so much closer, and being able to combine it with other LoRAs, I can now generate images with my influencer that would not be possible without a LoRA.
Now let's look in detail at what kind of images we need to create with our influencer LoRA in Forge.
The most important thing is that you get a good image that shows the full upper body of your influencer and maybe some of their legs. And if you want them to look into the camera while they speak, then they must also look into the camera on the image you generate. And try to avoid using anything with too extreme lighting. While you can just generate the images with any kind of background, you can also use a prompt that puts them in front of a green screen. You will see why in a bit. So just generate a few images until you have one or two that you like. The aspect ratio of the images isn't important unless you want to make your influencer talk in front of that same image, but more on that later.
Next, we will look at how to remove the backgrounds of the images we just created.
And this step really couldn't be any easier because through Pinocchio you can install RMBG2 Studio, and by simply dragging your image over here, it will automatically remove the background, allowing you to save just the person that's on the image. And if that doesn't work for you for some reason, you can always use the Photos app of your phone or tablet. You should be able to see a green shimmer on the cutouts, and that's fine, but what you want to avoid is a shimmer in other colors.
Now it's time to place the influencer in front of a proper green screen.
For this step, you can use many different tools, but I prefer to use one for creating presentations because they let you easily create a green background where you can place your influencer on. Then you should change the aspect ratio of the slides to 1:1. I suggest you create a few variations, and to give you an idea of how your influencer should be placed on the slide, here's a comparison. As you can see, there's a clear sweet spot that looks the best, so try to arrange your images in a similar way, like this. And make sure that you don't leave too much space at the top or Echomimic will stretch the person, which looks weird. I also noticed that long hair and patterns on clothing can cause minor glitches. And as far as the hands go, I couldn't tell any difference between images that had both hands on them, just one hand, or no hands at all.
Next, let's look at ways to generate the audio that we want our influencers to speak.
You have a few different options when it comes to AI speech, and what works really well is to train a voice model in RVC V2, which then allows you to speak in someone else's voice. This is the method I am using right now, and while the tool that I show you in the video still works great, there's another one you can check out using the same tech as RVC, and it's called Applio. I will make a video about it soon, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And if you prefer using text-to-speech, then you can check out Turtoise TTS, which after training a model, lets you generate some high-quality TTS, as you can hear.
Now we switch to the training tab where we can select the dataset source that we created. Then we click on transcribe.
And then there is a zero-shot tool called E2F5. It's what I use for making the avatars talk, since without any training, it can generate some pretty decent text-to-speech. And if you watch that tutorial, then you can also learn how to lip-sync anyone that is on video.
Cool things like making anyone say anything on video or creating your own video podcast.
If English text-to-speech isn't what you want, then you can use F5 or Fish Audio to generate speech in many different languages.
Or you can use it to generate English audio, but with a foreign accent.
So just pick one of these tools, watch the tutorial if you need to, and then generate whatever you want your influencer to say.
Now that we have both our input image and input audio, we can finally use Echomimic V2 to put them together.
After installing Echomimic through Pinocchio, you will see a user interface, which is pretty self-explanatory. When you look at the settings, you will notice that it lists a pose, and maybe in the future we'll be able to select more poses here, as shown on Git, but for now there's only one pose. You can also change the resolution, which I didn't have much luck with, so I suggest you leave it set at the default values. And you can set the length of the clip in frames per second. You don't have to calculate the length for each clip you generate though, as long as the number you entered isn't shorter than the input audio. The maximum length for the only pose we currently have is 13 seconds, and if you have a GPU with 12 gigabytes of video RAM, then you should enable this option, which will limit your clips to 5 seconds though. So all we need to do is drag and drop our input image as well as our input audio, and then hit generate. If you're not happy with the output, try to slightly edit your audio, or just try one of the other similar images you created in the presentation tool.
We have now reached the final step of the workflow, and that is to use the clip we just generated in any video editing software.
I've tried 3 different tools with 3 different test clips, and the process is the same in all of them. You place the clips above the video that you want to be in the background. In this case, a clip of a black screen. And then you need to apply the green screen effect, which is simply called green screen here in FLUXGYM. Now, this effect obviously doesn't help with the clip which has the normal background, but it works with both clips that have the green background. It does look much better though with the one that has the proper green screen background that we made in the presentation tool. Final Cut Pro is similar in terms that you cannot remove the background of the normal clip, but it works great with both green screen clips. Since just like you'd expect from a paid tool, it has all the settings you need to make green screen effects look perfect, but again only with our clip that has the proper green background. In CapCut, the feature is called Remove BG, and that is because it can literally remove the background of any video. However, it's not perfect. And both clips with the green background have this visible shimmer when using that feature. With the chroma key setting, you can manually pick a color you want to replace, but I suggest you use FLUXGYM for removing green screen backgrounds, while you can use CapCut if you need to remove any background of a video. You can also give Remove Video BG a try, which is available through Pinocchio. It turns videos with normal backgrounds into videos with a green screen background. It works very well, but suffers from the same minor imperfections like CapCut does. If you can live with that, then you can take the images you created in Forge and, without any further edits, use them as input in Echomimic 2. And if you cannot train a LoRA for some reason, you could even use the images that you created in FOOCUS as input for Echomimic. By the way, if you want to use the same background for the final video as in the original image, then you can use inpainting in FOOCUS, for example, to remove your influencer, just to add them again after you ran the image through Echomimic and removed the video background. So as you have seen, each piece of video editing software has its own strengths and weaknesses, so keep that in mind when you start generating images. Just like there are still some limitations in Echomimic 2, such as there being only one demo pose, which is limited to 13 seconds. And even though the output looks nice, I wish it wouldn't run out of memory when trying to generate in a higher resolution. And while the generation could be faster, once you have an input image that works for you, it usually just takes one try to get a good output video. But as always with AI tools, it's worth checking for updates regularly, as you never know which features might be added or improved. It almost feels impossible to list everyone involved directly or indirectly in making all the tools you saw in this video, but thanks a lot to anyone that is contributing to free AI tools in any way. And thank all of you for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and if you did, I'd appreciate if you liked, shared or commented, and I'll see you next time.